Previously on Fallout, A Tale of None. So I crawl through the sewers and I end up in the next section. I notice here there are some super mutants. I walk into the pump station where some mutant asks me why I don't look like other ghouls. I trick him into letting me walk around. However, in a different playthrough, I do click on one of the dialogue options that brings me to the lieutenant. Welcome back to Fallout, A Tale of None. If you go back to the mutant that's inside the pump station, you know, the one where you get the water chip, and you ask him to bring you yourself to the leader, you will find the lieutenant.
Oh, this is excellent. You know, I actually doubted my officers when they said they'd captured a prime normal. It is so nice to see you.
If you decide to get what's called dipped, this is what happens. Pretty cool, right? And this is really the bad ending of the game. It brings you back to the main screen. First, I find the Brotherhood of Steel. Before they're going to let me in as an initiate, they need me to go collect something from a place called the Glow. On the way, I try to level up with some missions because I feel under-leveled, which is a constant thing that I felt in this game. It's also difficult to find a mission HUD to remind you what you agreed to. So I go back to the hub to warn Hightower that Decker has put out a hit for him. I tell the police, but I learn quickly I can't do that mission yet, as I get obliterated the first few times I try. Anyway, I decide that I'm going to travel south. I end up in what's called the Boneyard. I get a quest from the mayor to avenge his son. Something doesn't sound right about these regulators that are supposedly their bodyguards in the Boneyard. Soon after, I find Katya, who joins me. I go back to the hub. I confront Decker with Katya and the sheriff, as well as the deputy. After a lot of fighting, I finally end him and his goons. I talk to the followers of the Apocalypse, who is led by Nicole. Nicole and I talk a little bit about the cathedral and some other shady things that are going on a little bit more south, but I don't think I'm ready to take that on. I speak with the leader of the Blades, and they need guns to take over the regulators. I need to go to the gun runners. The unfortunate thing is that there's a deathclaw nest between the gun runners and the Blades. I try my hand at the deathclaws, and clearly I am not ready to fight them. I am just running around trying to collect some mission that seems to be on my level so I can finally level up and help someone somewhere.
What do you want? Time is money, chit-chat is not money. You hear about the job or what? Well, some caravans have been disappearing on us lately. Damn if anyone can figure out what happened to them. Simple. Find out who's doing it and tell me. Or take them out. Makes no damn difference to me. Just get that job done.
I'm directed to Harold and Old Slappy. When I talk to Slappy, he takes me to a cave, where after a lot of dying, I finally kill my first deathclaw. I find a dying mutant at the back of the Deathclaw cave who gives me a holotape about them trying to find prime humans. It turns out mutants have been attacking the caravans. This is a rare time in this game where I felt victorious and not anxious about the very next thing that was going to happen. After I'm transported back to the hub from that Deathclaw cave, I happen to walk by a building with some men in it, and there's a man at the back of the building who seems to be locked behind a door. It turns out that this is a Brotherhood initiate in this old town building. After I fight these thugs and kill them, I free him, and apparently he's headed back to the bunker where he will sing my praises. Now, once I finally get to the glow, I have to admit it was a little easier than expected, and this time I knew that I needed a rope, and I knew I would need Rad-X and Radaway based on what people had talked to me about. I head down to the first floor where I get the holodisc and a gold key card. Now I go back to the Brotherhood and I'm in.
Yeah!
I am a complete badass with this new armor and a rocket launcher. The problem is, I don't have really high big gun skills yet, but I will get those up shortly. I fight the deathclaws in the warehouse, and I destroy them. I finally have killed all of these deathclaws. Oh, there is a deathclaw mother. Ah, I hate her. This takes me forever. I die, and I die. I tried different tactics. I tried different weapons. I really had to just resort to running around the warehouse, shooting at her, and just having her chase me. But once I take out one of her legs, and she can't run after me as fast, finally, I've killed her. You need to just die, you piece of sh... Anyway, I come back up, I arm the blades, and we take out the regulators. Peace has been restored in Addington. The rest of the game is basically spent trying to figure out where the mutants are coming from and destroying them. Not only does Vault 13 want this, but so does the Brotherhood. The Brotherhood finds some intel and learns that there are some super mutants or some base that is somewhere to the north that you need to find. If you go and find it, you'll see that there are several super mutants outside of a facility. Once you find this facility, you can go back to the Brotherhood, who will then agree to send some paladins to destroy this base once and for all. Once we get there, I realize that these paladins don't really do much of anything. You could go in guns blazing, but those 3 paladins that come here with you are only going to help you outside the facility. They don't even come inside with you. It was a really disappointing part of the game where I really thought that I was going to be a part of a 4-man power armor team taking all these mutants out. Instead, you have to go through all of this on your own. It's a lot that you have to fight. There are a lot of super mutants, there are some robots. It can be very difficult, and at times I felt like I just didn't even want to bother. I wanted to just run. So I run through the facility trying to find my way around it. I destroy a lot of the super mutants, but I do leave a lot alive because I just didn't have the time to kill them all. Once I get down to the basement, you can see that there are some purple-robed figures, which if you visit the cathedral, you'll notice that they are also there. There is a clear connection between the two. These purple figures are not at all combative or violent, and they essentially let you do whatever you want. So, I went to a computer, and I tried to find out a way to destroy this base. And oh look, there are several codes. I have no idea what any of these numbers mean. I'm gonna hope that I pick the right one. I click on it, and I watch this timer count down. This base is going to be destroyed. Oh, and we're getting a cutscene. Of course, I couldn't just hit the self-destruct button and run, right? I had to hit the wrong one and stand there like adult. So, oh wait, what's this? Oh, at the very bottom it tells me that I can figure out the codes. Well, that one was on me. I figure out which one is the proper code, I hit it, and now you have to hightail it out of there to make sure that the base gets destroyed. So I wait outside the base to watch the fireworks.
I'm fed up with this world.
There's a lot of trial and error. And if you're trying to roleplay a game like this, once you die, you die. Like, that's it. So the fact that you have to save scum a lot, and you have to constantly reload games, does get a little annoying. So, I find out I have to hit the right code, run out of there, hightail it out of there, and I have to leave the map for the proper cinematic to take place for me to still be alive. After I've done that, and I've destroyed the base, there's still one more thing that has to be taken care of.
What about the mutant leader? What about this
so-called master. He must be stopped.